John Wick Ghost.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
I have never seen the first one.
You have not?
And I still have not. And I have not seen the second one. So this one's all you, brother.
Oh, shit,
Keanu
son.
Reeves.
Don't
call it a comeback.
Since you don't know really anything about
I know it's about a dog, and he goes and I did see the movie Keanu.
Yeah.
By the Key and Peele guys,
Right.
which was, I guess, kind of a parody or satire of that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So
and Keanu Reeves actually does the voice of the cat in that movie.
so tell me all about John Wick 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I can't.
You can spoil things for me. I don't mind.
Okay. But I can't talk as much about Chapter 2 without at least covering kind of the basics of that first one.
Let's hear it.
So, John Wick is a professional assassin, and he's pretty much the best ever.
He's the
at
best.
doing that. Yeah, he's
like,
the one.
He's like Dalton.
Yeah, he's the one
from Roadhouse. Anyway, go on.
But he leaves the life. He has to perform an impossible task and take out this dude's entire stable of rivals, so that his specific cabal of bad guys becomes king or whatever. John Wick manages to do that, so he leaves the assassin life, gets married, settles down. They find out that his wife has an unnamed illness. She dies and leaves him a puppy to remember her by, and so that he can continue to move on with his life.
What was the puppy's name?
I don't think he ever named it. He didn't name the one in this one either.
Oh, there's a new puppy? It's not the same puppy?
Well, I will spoil the end of John Wick for you. He gets another dog at the end of the movie.
Oh, but does he ever find the first puppy, or did it die?
It's dead. No. The people that steal his car and attack him at home kill his dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
It is. It's tragic. So he fucking goes on a violent rampage and murders the shit out of all those people
because of the dog.
Yeah, because they killed his dog,
which was the reminder of his wife.
Yes.
Okay.
So, speed through that whole movie. It's really interesting. It's got great action scenes.
That's what I hear.
The universe that it's set in, like this group of assassins that stretches across the globe, it's really interesting. And that actually leads me into the sequel. So, the thing about the guys that stole his car and killed his dog in the first one, he kills all those people, and he gets a new dog at the end of the first movie, but his car is still missing.
Oh.
So
now it's like,
so
I've
at the
find my car.
Yeah, so at the very beginning of this movie, he's got to find his car.
Okay.
So he has tracked down which of these people actually does still have his car. He murders his way through this highly fortified warehouse where people are loading up like tons of, gold and jewels and money and drugs. And like the guy who is in charge of this place was apparently the brother of the main bad guy in the first one.
Okay.
And he's like, my dumb fucking nephew stole this guy's car and killed his dog, and now they're all dead, so we gotta shut this motherfucker down. And it's played by did you ever see the movie Fargo?
No.
Seriously? You haven't seen
Fargo?
Fargo?
We've talked about this before.
Peter Stormare, either way, is the actor that plays the boss of this warehouse. So John Wick murders his way up to the manager's office in this warehouse and has a shot of vodka with Peter Stormare, and he's like, "Peace?" And dude's like, "Seriously? You're willing to say peace after murdering everyone in my family and all the way here as long as I give you your car back?" And John Wick's like, "Yeah." So John Wick pieces out in his car, and Peter Stormare's left alive. He's like the only one left alive.
Is that the end of the movie?
No. Oh. That's the end of the first 15 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So John Wick makes it all the way home, and his car is beyond fucked up because he has to use it to try to escape this warehouse, and they're all trying to stop him. So his car gets just completely ruined. John Leguizamo's in this movie.
I love John Leguizamo.
He was in the first one too.
Did you ever see The Pest?
Yeah.
I don't really like that movie.
I saw that movie 20 years ago, but
I like that movie. It's like Surviving the Game, but funnier.
Nice.
And with 100% less ice cube.
100%.
Or no, iced tea.
Iced tea.
It's one of the ices. Go on.
Cubes and teas all over. Anyway, so John Leguizamo is actually in both of the John Wick movies. He plays a friend of John Wick's that is a mechanic and outfitted his car. And the car is fucking cherry.
Kind of like Dwight Yoakam in the Crank movies.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like Dwight Yoakam too.
I like Dwight Yoakam.
Anyway, go on.
So John Wick calls Leguizamo up again, and he's like, hey, I need you to come out and get my car. He pulls up, and the car is just completely trashed.
Aww.
He's like, yeah, I can fix it, but it'll take like 60 years. So whatever, he takes the car off. John Wick's settling back in. He's at home. Everything's winding down. He's got his new dog, who he still doesn't have a name, and the doorbell rings.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So he goes to the doorbell. It's this guy named Santino that he apparently knew ages ago in his old assassin life, but this guy was instrumental in helping him accomplish that impossible task I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
And the only reason that he said yes to the impossible task mission and helped John Wick was because of this little metal medallion thing that has John Wick's thumbprint in it in blood. And apparently this is called a marker, and it's something really important to this group of fucking assassins, and it's a life or death thing. So if John Wick refuses to do this job for this guy is, and all of the assassins are encouraged to murder the shit out of him. And John Wick refuses.
And this time they're assassins, so it's not just like your run-of-the-mill henchman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, John Wick refuses. He's not getting back into the game. He literally went on his murderous rampage in the first one because motherfucker stole his car and killed his dog.
Right. And he was trying to get out of it.
Yeah,
he was trying to stay out of it.
He had been out of it for like 10 years or something, but he technically kind of got back into it and revived his contacts and stuff so that he could get the stuff he needed in order to kill all these people. So he's technically back in, according to this Santino guy, and he's calling in that favor with the marker. Okay. Wants John Wick to kill his sister, who has taken their family seat at something called the High Table.
Okay.
Like that is one thing that I will say about these movies is this assassination empire that exists across the world has a lot of intricate pieces that are not explained to you, but that make total sense. There's a lot of rules,
I like it when movies
and hierarchy.
do that.
It's a great universe that has been created for these movies.
I like it when movies do that, where they'll show you pieces of things, but they won't necessarily explain them or hold your hand or
there's no
fill up all this exposition,
unnecessary expository dialogue that's just there, so it tells you, oh, we have these gold coins because this is our unit of transfer.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just they're there.
They're just there, and they don't really explain.
And I like that, and the reason why is because it lets you know that the filmmakers have faith in the audience to get it.
Not only that, but it also signifies to me as a writer that they have put a lot of effort into the universe, into the backstory of this character, and into the universe that the character exists in. And I love that.
All right. So, go on.
I mean, from here, we would get into spoiler territory. I don't know.
We don't have to get into too much spoiler territory because we are actually
we're starting to run out of time for this segment.
We're already almost halfway through the damn podcast.
Goddamn.
On the first two
I will
segments.
just say that's really just like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
There is so much more there.
Was there anything about the movie that disappointed you?
Not anything.
Not anything at all. You were just like, this movie rocks.
It does. No, it is really good.
Better
the
action.
Legitimately, I would probably say this movie is better in a lot of ways than the first one. It doesn't have as much of an emotional impact because of John Wick's wife and the loss of the dog in the first one, but it's a much more satisfying revenge epic. And the action is amazing. The characters are interesting. Their motivations are explained to you in great dialogue.
They're believable.
And they're believable. They're
Good.
entirely believable.
Good. So basically it does the first movie justice. It's not just a retread of the first movie like a lot of sequels tend to be?
No. I mean, there's a lot of similar elements between the two movies. The action sequences, they're choreographed in similar ways because that's how
he does his thing.
Exactly. I mean, we talked about The Witcher a lot last week, and we talked about the book and them explaining how he fights and stuff. I mean, it's very similar. That's why the combat, the mechanics, the fight mechanics are very similar between these two movies, but the action sequences themselves are still vastly entertaining.
So if you're an action fan, then you should definitely check out John Wick.
Oh yeah, and I'm not even an action fan, and I love this movie.
And I'm not much of an action fan either, but it sounds like something I should watch. And honestly, I don't have a good excuse for not watching it yet because I've only heard good things about it.
Yeah. It's
just one of those things that, you just put off and you put off and you put off and you just... I keep saying I'll get to it eventually, but I'm not going to even say maybe I'll watch it this week because I probably won't.
No, probably not.
But I will say I will probably watch it at some point in my lifetime.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Unless I die later.
Yeah.
Today.
But no, it's great and I loved it.
Go see it. Have you seen John Wick or John Wick 2? Let us know in the comments below.